What's good, what is good, my sizers? We're back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about free pools open to the public here in Las Vegas because it's 110 degrees and it's not even August, and we all deserve to have a nice pool day. So the first pool we'll be talking about is Palms Pool. They do have different themes and activities going on every single day. Now, if you're a local, you can also rent out a cabana for free Monday through Thursday, but you have to do it 72 hours in advance through their website. They also have cabanas to rent just in general. They have a couple of bars here and 2 pools available. They also have a DJ booth / stage. The only real rule that they had to get into this pool is that if you're 18 and under, you have to have an adult with you, so therefore that someone has to be 21 and up in the party. One thing I thought was really cool about the Palms Pool is the different types of chairs that they had, which seems kind of cheeky to like geek out about, but literally I've never seen any of these different types of chairs before, and most of them had cushions, which I thought was neat. And then they also had areas in the pool, like those little cushion things that you see, but those you have to reserve. And also I talked to the people at the check-in booth that is at the very beginning once you enter the pool, and they said that you can sit anywhere it says reserved as long as no one's there, but until like that party gets there, then you have to get up and move, which I thought was cool that you can use it if it's not occupied. They also have food available here and drinks, alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, all that jazz, because they do have a bar. So keep that in mind as well. And don't forget that Palms is free parking and it is off of the strip. It's located on Flamingo, and this pool is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., which will be the hours for most pools. The next pool we're going to is the Rio pool, which is right across the street from the Palms. Rio also has free parking, and because it's across the street from the Palms, that does mean that this is also an off-strip pool. Now, with this pool, in order to gain access to it, all you need to do is be a rewards member with them, which is just getting a player's card, and that is free, but in order to get the player's card, you have to be 21 and up. However, once you have a player's card, that is good for you and a guest, and your guest can be any age. Now, if you're staying at the Rio and you have a room key, then you're allowed to up to 4 different guests. Now, a couple of things to note about the Rio pool is that they actually have 4 pools. However, when I filmed this, only 2 of them were open and in use. As you can see, they also have cornhole, and they do have a bar in the back left. I'll show you there in a second. They also have a station for their DJ when they do have live music playing. However, I don't know if you noticed, but there are no shaded seating available. The only ones that are shaded are the cabanas and the ones with the umbrellas, or that are right next to the pools, and those you have to reserve, and I believe those come at a price, so keep that in mind. The next pool we'll be talking about is AZILO pool. This is located at the Sahara Casino, and if you don't know, Sahara is more northbound, so it is across the street from like the Strat Casino. This casino offers free parking. Now, the stipulations to get into this pool is that you have to be 21 and older, so you do have to show an ID. Now, they do have a stage for live entertainment, and as you can see, that's different from the rest of these pools, is that they have TVs, so you can watch all the sports you want. They also have a bar, which isn't different than the other pools, but they do have a lot of TVs scattered around here. And you can see the cabanas in the back with the tall white tops and the red linings, which we can get a closer look later. But they do have 1 pool here, but it's a pretty big pool, and as you can see, there are a lot of people here, but they all kind of do their own thing and no one really gets in the way. So I think this is a nice pool to consider, especially if you're big on sports, and you can sit, relax, enjoy the water and watch some sports. Again, you can reserve those seats that you saw in the water, and of course you could reserve cabanas, but I do believe those come at a price. As I was leaving, I also noticed that the DJ that we were hearing was coming from this little section right here, which is where you can order food and drink. So they have like a nice shaded area with AC to be your DJ as well. Now, the next pool we'll be checking out is Influence, which is the LINQ Hotel pool. Now, the stipulations for this pool is very simple. All you have to do is be 21 and older, and it is located on the 2nd floor. Now, these pool hours are different. All of the other pools I've shown you so far, their hours are 10 to 5. This pool is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, I feel like this pool has a lot to offer because this is what their cabanas look like. So they're a little different, but they do have more of like an outdoorsy vibe to it, and you can tell that they're connected to the inside of the building. Here's some more outdoor cabanas, and then you can also rent the seats right next to the pool, and they also have like cup pong available. This is their bar. They also have a station for a live DJ. Here is a tanning section where you can rent out the chairs that you just saw in that grass area to basically tan. And then they also had other cabanas up here. Now, what I did enjoy about this pool is their view, because this is the LINQ Hotel. The view outside is the LINQ Promenade, so you can see the -5 bar, in and out, the fountains, and I think this would be a great spot to be at night when they do their light show. But I mean, if you love to people watch like I do, this is honestly probably the perfect pool for you. I will say, because we're on the strip and this is the LINQ Casino, they do not offer free parking, so keep that in mind. You will have to park elsewhere if you're looking for free parking, or just bite the bullet and pay the fee for parking. And you can also get a glimpse of the high roller while you're at the pool. I also feel like this is the better of the pools because the way that the building is set up, I feel like it blocks most of the sun, so it won't be too hot, you know, even though it'll be 110 degrees. It doesn't feel like it would be too hot because the building would block so much of the sun, unless it's completely directly over the pool, obviously. But here is another view of their bar, and then to the right of their bar is their DJ booth. I also really liked the fact that inside the pool had a lot of different games available as well for everyone to use, but if you don't want to share, then you can always rent out a cabana, and it comes with your own cup pong equipment and things like that. That way you don't have to play the one that's inside the pool right here. And of course, you can always rent out these seats that are right next to the pool, but check out that view even if you don't go over by the tanning area. So I definitely think that this one is my favorite, if not a close second. The next pool we'll be going to is Go Pool. This one will be at the Flamingo Casino, and I called all of the properties on the strip before doing this video, and I literally asked if like there was a free pool here, and the person on the phone told me no. So I was really skeptical at first, but we ended up finding it because I don't think the person on the phone knew that there was different pools available at Flamingo. So basically you walk down the aisle and then you're greeted by the Go Pool. It is located in the corner. For this one, you do have to be 21 and older. Therefore, you do have to show an ID. And as you can see, you can also see the high roller from the pool, but I don't know, I don't think the view is that great because all you see is the high roller and then like other buildings that are not really pleasing to the eye, I would assume. Now, the hours for this pool are different as they are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So keep that in mind. And also, because this is Flamingo and we are on the strip, again, there is no free parking here. So if free parking is also what you're looking for, then I would suggest going to a pool that I mentioned earlier, whether it's the Palms or the Rio. Another pool that is open and available that has free parking is at the Virgin Hotel. It is their Cassie Beach House pool. I didn't get a chance to film that because I was going to do that yesterday, but it was like really bad weather outside, so I didn't get to it. But the Virgin Hotel also has their pool available, and they have like sand there, so it gives it a really nice beach vibe to it. But anyways, back to the Flamingo pool because that's the one that we're on right now. This is their bar area. Here is what their menu looks like. You can create your own shots, or they have just drinks that you can order to like just as is, like a regular bar. Now, a cool thing to note about the Flamingo pool is it is kind of like the Rio pool in terms of it has waterfalls. However, it has more waterfalls than the Rio pool. But as you can see, this pool is crowded. So it's definitely a vibe. They do have shaded seating available. They also have a live DJ. This is the DJ booth and their stage. They also have cabanas to rent, so it's just like all of the other 21 and up plus pools that I talked about before. But yeah, I filmed this on a Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday, afternoon and it is this crowded. So I would definitely put that into consideration, especially if you are going to the pool on a weekend. So keep in mind, if you want like a quiet vibe or if you want a party vibe, to just kind of get a vibe of this video, because I kind of went during like busy hours for all of these different pools. And they also have lockers available just in case you don't want to keep your stuff at your seat. Alright you guys, that's all I have for you for today. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, comment down below your guys' thoughts on the pools, and be sure to smash that subscribe button down there while you're at it. Toodles!